Cessna 172 SP performance limits. Cessna 172 SP performance limits.
Clear prop.
Wings field information Sierra. 2000 Zulu weather. Wind calm, visibility more than 10. Sky clear, temperature 13, dew point -16. Altimeter 2992. Arriving runway 06, departing runway 06. Advise on initial contact you have Sierra.
Okay, sent. All right. Oh, you see?
So what is there, about a 10-second delay?
Yes. Okay, you see the cockpit?
I do.
All right, great. It's dusk.
I see.
Dusk is nice because on landing we can see the airport.
Okay.
All right, just a minute. So the plane is all started up. We're at Wings Field, and we're going to take a 15-minute flight to Philadelphia International.
Okay, I'm all strapped in, ready to go.
All right. Okay. So I want to share some screens with you.
Okay.
Okay. So I can see what you can see on a separate screen.
All right, I can see you live.
Right. Yeah, but the next one didn't come on yet.
All right.
So you have to wait. I put up ForeFlight. ForeFlight is a Boeing app that pilots use in the airplane as a navigational aid. Ah, finally. You can see the inset there?
Yeah,
So I expanded it.
I see.
Okay, but you have to wait till it expands. I made it big. Okay. So I can't move my mouse to show you because it's too slow. But in the top center, you can see the pulsing blue
Yeah.
ball.
Yeah.
That's where this aircraft is. It's at Wings Field. It's K Lima Oscar Mike, KLOM.
I see.
Okay, we'll take off from runway 24, heading southwest,
I see the flight path.
and then we will make a climbing right turn, and so we will head onto the magenta line. The magenta line indicates the current segment of flight. Okay, and then can you see it says the waypoint called Menji?
Yeah.
Okay, at that point we'll turn south,
Okay.
and then we'll turn southwest to capture the ILS for runway 27, coming into PHL.
Got it.
Okay, on the bottom you can see distance to next. The distance to the next waypoint is 16 nautical miles.
Yeah.
Distance to destination is 33 miles.
Got it.
Current altitude is 288 feet.
Right.
We are currently tracking 336 degrees. That goes, we're sitting on the taxiway. And vertical speed is 0, and we are at KLM.
Got it.
Okay, so I'm going to tuck that in the corner,
All right.
which I did, but it didn't get there yet.
Yeah, there it goes.
Okay, now we have to wait for that to disappear, and I want to show you the GPS
Okay.
in the airplane. So these days when pilots fly, which is private pilots and even commercial pilots, even on the Learjets, you'll see everybody's carrying iPads, and they put this Boeing ForeFlight app on the iPad.
Okay.
And you can see why. It gives you a visualization of the flight plan.
Yeah.
Okay, so on the top is what the GPS in the aircraft shows. That's the certified GPS that you can fly by. So In this case, the magenta line indicates the next segment or the active segment of the flight path. And it matches the one in ForeFlight,
Yeah.
except that on the GPS, we track up. It's not set for north facing up, it's set for track up. Whereas the GPS is set for north up. Okay. So we're sitting in front of the taxiway. And can you see me on the bottom right?
Yes.
Okay. So you can see me. And then we have a separate inset for ForeFlight and GPS. And I have two more screens on the left and the right. So I can see more than you can see. So the radio is now set, and you can see it on the top right GPS for 123.00. I don't know if you can read that.
Yes, I can.
Okay, so that's the CTAF for KLOM.
Okay.
The CTAF is what they currently use now instead of Unicom, which you may have remembered. Okay, so it's Common Traffic Advisory Frequency. So we make a quick radio call. Wings traffic, Skyhawk 614 Foxtrot Alpha on lower ramp taxiing to runway 24. And we look out for traffic. Oh, there's a truck on our right. This stupid truck likes to hit me.
What?
It's a big fuel truck. They come on the runway. You couldn't see it, but I could. So now we're taxiing to the end of the taxiway. You're still sitting on the runway, aren't you?
I see it.
What do you see? Are we taxiing?
Yeah, I can see that.
Jeepers creepers. Okay. Now you see us at the end of the runway, going towards the end of the runway. So I think the video and audio are okay, right?
Yes.
Can you hear the sound of the engine?
No.
No?
I don't know the speakers now, John.
Oh,
I'm talking to you on the phone, so I can.
okay. Well, we could hang up and but all right.
No, it's better this way. This way I won't be disturbed with this.
Okay.
We're sitting right next to me.
Hi, Liz. Are you strapped in?
She says hi.
Okay. Okay, I just reached the end of the taxiway, and I'm going to wait for you to get there.
Yeah. Let's see. Turning.
Okay. And then we're going to turn into the wind and do our quick run up.
Yeah.
On the bottom, right. So on the bottom you can see the tack. It's indicating about 600 RPM. I bring it up to 1,700. Here we go. Oh, okay, now you're stopped.
Yeah, it's coming up.
Okay. All right, left magneto and right magneto. 50 RPM drop, so we're good. Although you didn't see that because of the lag.
Yeah, I see.
Now we're up.
Yeah.
Okay. So we stop at the whole short line. We look left and right and make a quick radio call. Wings traffic, Skyhawk 614 Foxtrot Alpha departing runway 24 wings. Okay.
Approaching runway 24.
You hear that?
Entered runway 24. 3,600 feet remaining.
Okay, now I see the dog.
Yeah, okay. So that was ForeFlight making an announcement that we are on the runway. We're in the Cessna 172. Okay, so do you see us taking off now? Okay. Okay, we rotate at 55 knots. Here we are. And you can see the altitude. All right, we have to stay on the airport runway heading for the first 800 feet or so, and then we can make our turn. And we'll have to climb to 3,000 feet to capture the ILS.
Caution, TFR ahead.
That means Joe Biden is in the area. For real. TFR is temporary flight restriction. So, wings traffic, Skyhawk 614 Foxtrot Alpha departing the traffic pattern to the southeast wings. Yeah, he seems to always do that. A lot cheaper than flying Trump to Mar-a-Lago. I heard he got a German Shepherd. Yeah. Yeah. Don't go and pet him though. Okay, our desired track can be seen on the GPS on the top. 131 degrees. We're at 94 degrees. So we have to keep turning. Okay, so now, okay. All right, that beep was me setting the autopilot for, altitude to 3,000 feet. So we're going to climb at 700 feet per minute until we reach 3,000 feet. Our course is now 123 degrees against desired track of 131. But if you look at ForeFlight, you can see the track is to our left. So we're going a little bit to our left to intercept it. And the top right instrument is the VOR. It's showing the track is to our left. And that needle is going to center, at which point we'll turn right onto the course. I'm sorry? Okay. Actually, NVIDIA makes an app called GeForce experience. So that's what's feeding YouTube. It's coming straight from the video card in the computer. Okay, you can see the vertical line is starting to center on the top right. Okay. Yeah, I didn't have it descend. It came off of autopilot. Yeah. But we want 3,000 feet. We went past it. Okay. Yeah. All right. Now I'm at 3,000 feet though. Okay, so I can do away with the instrument panel in the view, which I just did, and what, do you still see the instrument panel? That's really weird. Now I put it back on. Okay. And we lost the fourth flight, right? Oh, yeah, but you can't see your path. So, putting it back on. That's running on a separate iPad. Yeah. Okay, you can see the plane is showing we're on course. We're on the magenta line. Okay, our airspeed is 100 or so. Oh. Okay, so now we can listen to ATIS.
Philadelphia INTL Information Sierra 2000 Zulu weather. Wind calm, visibility more than 10. Sky clear, temperature 13, dew point -16. Altimeter 2992. Arriving runway 35, departing runway 27 left. Advise on initial contact you have Sierra.
Okay, so we have the altimeter setting 2992 and information Sierra. So, okay, so we can make a radio call and we have to set the frequency for the tower. So I'll switch it over. Yeah, 118.5. You got it. Okay. And we are about 10 miles northeast of the airport. So, Philadelphia Tower, Skyhawk, 614 Foxtrot Alpha, 10 miles northeast at 3,000 with Sierra inbound for approach and landing. So hopefully they will say, Skyhawk, 614 Foxtrot Alpha, clear for approach and landing, runway 27. And then we respond, Philadelphia Tower, Skyhawk, 614 Foxtrot Alpha, clear for approach and landing, runway 27. Okay, so we are now cleared. So you can see we're on that magenta line, and we're right on track. You can see a green ring surrounding the airplane. Okay, that's our glide. They call this a glide advisor. In the event of engine failure, that's as far as this airplane can glide. at the optimum glide altitude. So hopefully we'd be near an airport. Alright, we're crossing the Delaware, us and George Washington. And then we're going to make that right turn at Menji. So we want to do a final, you want to know if you remember the GUMS check, gas, undercarriage, mixture, prop, and seat belts. So we check for the gas, and you should be able to see the fuel selector valve is on both, on the bottom and the middle. Okay, and the undercarriage is fixed, and you can see that from the outside view. Okay, tell me when you see the view from the outside of the airplane. Okay, good. Yeah, I know, we keep losing it. I put back.
That's
Okay, you can see in the GPS it shows 1.8 nautical miles to the next waypoint. Okay, now also we put the ILS frequency into the GPS. 108.95. One mile to Menji. Now it says right turn in 5 seconds. You see that? Is it blinking yet? Tell me when you see the turn. Are we turning yet? Okay. All right, now you can see on ForeFlight on the bottom it says distance to next is 4.4 nautical miles, and it's the same on the GPS. It's the GPS that's sending the signal to the autopilot. It's not ForeFlight, but they actually have settings that are matching. Our airspeed on the GPS is showing 105 knots. You see that on the bottom right? I'll put my bottom left, I'm sorry, yeah. So 105 is the maximum airspeed for the first 10 degree deflection of flaps. We've got a ways to go with flaps. 2.8 nautical miles to the next waypoint, which is Martin. At which point we should be at 3,000 feet, which we are. In the cockpit,
Caution, TFR ahead.
Joe Biden coming again, kicking us out. Now, I'll turn the screen to the right, and you'll see the runway on the right. Tell me when you saw the screen. Did the screen move for you? That's strange because your reaction is faster than on my second iPad. Okay, now we're facing straight. You can see the GPS says 1.1 nautical miles to Martin, at which point we make that right turn to the initial approach fix. And then you can keep your eye on the VOR because the glide slope should come live after the turn. Okay, so we're turning now. I can see it. Okay. Okay, so, okay, well, I've got to change from GPS steering mode to heading mode, which I'm doing now. And then I can change the VOR from receiving the GPS signal to receiving the ILS signal. And now it comes live for me. Yes. All right. The autopilot did not capture the glide slope, so I've got control of the airplane. Okay, distance to destination is 9.3 nautical miles. At 5 miles out, we'll put down the first 10 degrees of flaps. And we're descending at about 500 feet per minute, which equates to a 3-degree glide slope. You can see the 2 runways on the, in fact 3 runways. We have the middle one. We're going to land on 27 right. See the glide path is a little below us. So I increased our angle of descent. And I'm slowing the airplane down a bit. We have to be below 85 for the 20 degrees of flaps. You don't want to rip those flaps off, right? Okay, that would not be a good thing.
Caution, inside TFR.
Okay, Joe, we'll be out of your way in a minute. We're in a nice stable descent and we have Philly in front of us. Airspeed is 100. We're 6 miles from the airport. Okay, we're going to put down the first 10 degrees of flaps. plane pitched up a bit, but then stabilized. Now we have to slow down our airspeed to 85. We're right on glide slope. I decreased our descent rate to 500. It was at 600. So I decreased our descent rate a little because the glide slope is just above us. My landing lights are on, taxi lights are on.
3 mile final runway 27 right.
Okay, that's for flight, advising us 3 miles. So we put down the next 10 degrees of flaps. I give it a little power. We're gonna land at 70 knots. Right now we're at 75. The runway's practically at sea level. So our descent rate is 400 feet per minute. Okay, I'm slowing it down to about 75. We'll get an announcement at 500 of AGL.
500.
So, okay, so now our speed is like 73 knots, and I'm slowing down a bit. No, 30, full 30. Okay, the PAPI lights on the left of the runway show 2 white and 2 red, indicating we're right on glide slope. So now the PAPI lights show low, but the glide slope, okay, shows a little low. So okay, I just disengaged the autopilot. Okay, here's our runway 27 right. Okay, we are down.
Approaching runway 35. Entered runway 35. 5,300 feet remaining.
Okay, that was the runway that crosses this one. See, then ForeFlight gives you a map of the airport taxiways. I pay for the subscription, so you can use it in flight. But I didn't pay for the next level that would also show me my position on the taxiways. Because I'm not planning on flying into PHL anytime soon. Yeah, right. Okay, I'll move ForeFlight away because we don't need it. And you can see we're coming up to the lights taking us off the runway onto the taxiway up ahead.
Yeah, that's good.
So we'll follow those lights. Put up our flaps. And my taxi lights are on. Now we're going to pass the whole short line. We have to make a radio call.
You have to call it back to runway or not?
Well, we have to get off of this one right here
Yeah.
first. Philadelphia Tower Skyhawk 614 Foxtrot Alpha. Clear of runway 27, Philadelphia. I don't think so. We're done. Wait a minute. No. Okay, so
Wonderful. Very nice. Thank you for the ride.
okay, it was fun.
All right, be well. You guys going home for the New Year?
Yeah. Here, do you see the airplanes? All right, Uncle Aaron. Bye. Okay. Bye. Oh.
you for choosing Toast.
Oh.
Hey everyone, I'm just making a quick video to show awareness. This is Buffalo Creek, and that's the croc they've just caught in it. I've been watching a lot of people get waist-high water, waist-high water throwing cast nets around. Well, that's what's lurking around in the waters here. What do you reckon that size of that croc is? 4 meters? 3.5? Yeah. That will take you and that will eat you. Alright, so heads up when you go messing around in the water in Buffalo Creek.
This man lived for 82 years and throughout his